Welcome to my channel, Gory Giggles. Please like, share, comment, and share my channel, Gory Giggles. In the quirky little town of Giggleville, hilarity was always just around the corner, especially when Hamza the Dreamer was involved. Known for his whimsical inventions that never quite worked as intended, Hamza had recently turned his attention to a new project, the Jet-Powered Rickshaw. It was one sunny afternoon that Hamza unveiled his creation to a curious crowd, who gathered around, eager to witness what he promised would be the invention of the century. Among the crowd were the usual suspects of Giggleville: Amina the gossip guru, who had already started weaving an elaborate tale of turbo-fueled vegetables, and Ibrahim, the mischief maker, eyeing the scene with a glint of playful malice. Mr. Khalid, the know-it-all, not one to admit curiosity lightly, stood with an air of skepticism. His wife, Mrs. Khalid the baking queen, meanwhile, tried to lure the onlookers with her delightful batch of freshly baked cookies. Nearby, Yasser the serious accountant checked his watch, calculating how much time he could afford to spend on Hamza's latest folly, while Zara the overdramatic diva snapped selfies, hoping to capture the perfect photo with the jet-powered rickshaw in the background. In the midst of all this excitement, Chef Kareem, the confused cook, was providing refreshments, though his notorious culinary disasters had everyone proceeding with caution. Bilal, the wannabe detective, was on high alert, complicating simple inquiries about the rickshaw's mechanics, albeit in his usual confusing manner. And let's not forget Rufus, the energetic dog, bounding excitedly from one person to another, entangled in his own adventure of chasing hats and sniffing the cookies Mrs. Khalid generously passed around. With a drumroll of suspense, Hamza flipped the switch on his jet-powered rickshaw. The crowd gasped as the engine roared to life. A cacophony of metallic clanks and boisterous exhausts filled the air. Just as Hamza started to explain how his gadget worked, Rufus, in his playful enthusiasm, bumped into Hamza's leg, pressing the thrust button. In an explosive burst, the jet-powered rickshaw jettisoned forward with Mr. Khalid inadvertently at the driver's seat, having stepped in to inspect moments before. The market turned into chaos as Mr. Khalid zoomed through, narrowly missing stalls and sending vendors diving for cover. Zara, filming the entire ordeal for her social media followers, screamed in theatrical fashion as she captured what she planned to post as Mr. Khalid's wild ride. Amina was quick to take down an exaggerated account on her notepad, eager to recount the story with extra embellishments. Ibrahim, unable to resist the temptation, burst into laughter, clapping his hands and declaring that this was Hamza's best invention yet. A cross between mayhem and marvel ensued as Bilal tried to make sense of the incident, convinced that a conspiracy was afoot involving the rickshaw's mechanics. Meanwhile, Yasser found himself laughing harder than he had in years, the seriousness melting away along with his stern persona. In the midst of it all, Mrs. Khalid offered her remaining cookies, stating, "At least these turned out right." Eventually, Hamza managed to wrangle control of the runaway rickshaw, with a still slightly flustered but surprisingly amused Mr. Khalid. The incident, while chaotic, only added to the long list of hilarious tales that fuel the spirit of Giggleville. And so, life continued with more gags, laughter, and the promise of new misadventures. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe my channel, Gory Giggles.